Itakum basma lezata iRadio and itakum fijinuba Sudan. You're listening to iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. This month marks the beginning of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. This is a critical time for South Sudan to unite in its commitment to peace, which must start in our homes and communities. Violence against women and girls, whether physical, emotional or economic, is a human rights crisis. It tears apart our families and hinders the progress of our entire nation. The call this year is simple: act now, end digital violence against women and girls, save space for all. Every one of us, men, women and youth, must challenge the harmful norms that allow abuse to continue. We must create safe spaces and support the survivors in our midst. Don't stay silent. Don't look away. If you or someone you know is suffering from violence, please reach out to the local police or the nearest community leader in your area. Help is available. Stand in solidarity, end the violence, make our nation stronger. This message is brought to you by iRadio in support of the 16 Days of Activism campaign. The campaign runs until December 10th, Human Rights Day. Let's make every day count.
Welcome to the Sundown Show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over. We engage in debates and discussions that unearth the stories behind the news. And we have our light moments too by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. Stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
أهلا ومرحبا بكم في برنامج سانداون على آي راديو. في البرنامج ده بنستضيف شخصيات بارزة ومؤثرة من جنوب السودان ومن حول العالم، وبنتحدث معاهم عن القضايا اللي بتهم بلدنا وبتأثر على حياتنا. كمان بنتطرق في القصص خلف الأخبار وبنتبادل الأحاديث الخفيفة عن حياتنا اليومية. شاركونا، كونوا جزء من البرنامج فقط على آي راديو، عينك على جنوب السودان.
Hello and welcome to the Sundown Show on iRadio with me, Madrama James. Today we continue with the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And in this program, we are focusing on a serious issue in South Sudan, GBV, and how digital platforms are helping survivors speak out and get support. And I'm thrilled to be joined live in the studio by Alhaj Elia Henry, who is acting executive director. And beside him, I'm blessed also to be joined by Meling John, program assistant, and Aya Susan, protection officer. They will shed real life issues and discuss the role of online tools in reporting abuses, seeking help and raising awareness. I am your host, Madrama James, and this meantime allow me to invite the acting executive director to tell us as to why this discussion is very important at this time. Good to have you.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you for also introducing me. By names of Haj Elia Silari. I work for Lomore Development Organization, LDO, as a program development officer and acting executive director at the same time. LDO is a women-led organization established since 2012 and fully registered in the Republic of South Sudan on the 7th of May 2019. LDO is a women-led organization with both the leadership at the board and the management fully occupied by women. And today we are coming to join the rest of the world to commemorating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And before I go further, I would wanted to highlight few things about the day. When did this day originate? This day, the 16 days of activism did not begin this year. It has been there since it began in 1991. In 1991, 25th of November, the team in 1991 was basically also fighting against gender-based violence against women and girls. So that is briefly about GBV. So without
and a quick one, Haj, why is it important for us to talk about that issues related to social media platform in this particular area, and more especially in the context of GBV?
Well, thank you so much, James. In the context of the growing globalization, where the use of devices are becoming rampant, they are good for us because it fastens sometimes the work we do, but sometimes they are wrongly being used and they become source of problems in the society. For example, if we look at in our context, we have cultures. Our cultures were good, some of them were preserving us, but also with the coming of the technology, it was good that we take them for uses, and we become taking it to harm ourselves, particularly in our society when it comes to GBV, where you find harassments become rampant online. Even sometimes people take photos and start posting, pornographic questions that are disturbing people's feelings. So this all generate problems, and some of them might not be true. Might not be true action that might have been done, but because of the growing technology, the use of AI, you find somebody will take your photo and then try to manufacture to generate something that try to tarnish your image. So that is why it become risk. And I have mentioned something specifically in regard to culture. Privacy is one of our priorities in our culture. Even if you have your friend, you don't invite her and then have a time with her, and you take a picture, a whole picture of what you have been doing, and then you post it. You get so these become common practices that has happened. And I think, James, you can agree with me, like what happened in Gumbo Srekat, where a group of young men went and, sexually exploit a sister, and then they end up exposing the actions that they did. So trying to destroy the reputation and the credibility of the girl. So these are some of the few things I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your insight. And LD, that's all. It's a women-led organization, and the evidence is true. The number of women in the studio now is almost equal to us. Yeah, very important. Now, let me cross over to that's Aya Susan.
Yes.
Technological advancement is considered to be part of that development, parts of modernization, meaning the world is growing. But how is it really causing threats, more especially in the context of that GBV?
Yeah, thank you once again. I'm by names of Aya Susan Ospan. I am the protection officer for LDO, which is the Lomare Development Organization. Of course, many people do not have a clue or some ideas on digital violence, as it has been said on. I can give them brief definition of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is an act, a harmful act, that happened to an individual, especially as the women and girls, without the consent of the person. And it has many forms, and then particular today we are talking about the digital violence against women and girls. This violence, it is something that happened in the platform, in the social medias. For example, in the Facebook, in our messengers, in our WhatsApp, where somebody may send something that can frustrate one. For example, somebody may be having some problems with you. Maybe you have some urging, going online and searching for your profile, then sending it in order to what? To frustrate you. At the end, when you get it, it has many impacts. For example, it will ruin your life. Some will even lose their jobs, because when your information is all over, it will affect your economic status. And then for the girls who are in school, some of them may even drop out, because once your image is already thrown out, maybe you receive a message that is frustrating. Maybe somebody, you send an information in the Facebook and somebody liked it, maybe send some of those stories. Some of them will give shame. So you end up, the girls in school, they may not concentrate, and they end up breaking out of school. And then again, after that, it can also lead to earlier marriage. Of course, when somebody has frustrated you and you no longer concentrate in studies, what you do is, because this person, the perpetrator, if you know maybe somebody whom you're related, you will end up even marrying earlier. So it becomes a problem. Sometimes for us, even the women, it can lead to divorce. Most women can get divorced because of that. Of course, for most of the women, when they are annoyed, they can even send anything. And at the end, it will make some emotional violence in the family, and it leads to divorce. So that's why it's really important for us women to wake up, to get alarm, to find that it's a serious threat to us. Thank you.
Now, talking about one of the form of GBV, let's say, for example, the physical assault.
Yes.
Report shows that most of them are committed by men.
Yeah.
But talking about now the digital violence, in your own study as the protection officer, who are really or perpetrators of all these violence online? Is it women or men? And why?
Thank you. The perpetrator mostly are men. In this world today, you find that women are more vulnerable than men. You know, some men also, they are affected, but they are not to a high extent. For the women, sometimes, you know, they are vulnerable. Of course, after getting down, some like sexual physical assault, sometimes it can lead to rape. And when there is a rape, who is mostly affected? It's not the man, it is the girl. And then if there is also physical injuries, mostly affects it, because the women are weak. They are very weak. They cannot manage. For the like example, like what Hajar said about the incident that happened in Gumbo. That lady has no power. She's a gender who is weak. So because of that, she was affected. So according to me, it affects mostly women and girls. Though men are there, but it's not to an high extent. Now, because of the vulnerability.
Now, in a situation where, I will come back to Melin, in a situation where you'll find girls or women who are trying also to, I don't know, sell or expose some of their body parts, and at the end of the day, men's also picked it up from there and respond, you look beautiful, this and that, and so forth and so. At the end of the day, it will result into that digital violence. How can such issue be addressed? Because here, the person who posted the picture is considered to be vulnerable at the same time, like you say.
Thank you, James, for your question. You know, with the gender-based violence, it is an act that happened without the person's consent, you know, without your consent. Anything that happened with an agreement or with the consent is no longer a violence. It's something that you agree for it. As you said, or maybe a person sells his body for something, it's already a consent. Her consent is taken. So it's no longer a harm, it's an agreement. So violence is something that happened out of your consent. Yes.
All right. Over to you. You have been quiet for some times, and Meling, I would like to invite you. How serious is the issue of that digital violence, and how is it really contributing to GBV, more especially in South Sudan here? You are a lady, and you're using also social media, and perhaps either Facebook or WhatsApp. Tell us your own experience.
All right. Thank you so much. And to my listeners, once again, I'm called Meling John Abdallah, and I'm from LDO, and a program assistant of LDO.
Yes, and one reminder, sorry for interrupting, both of you, all of you, can either use Arabic or English for the sake of our audience, okay? Go ahead.
Okay. زميتها ونسو like I should talk about كنا نونس
والله مهم خالص.
مشاكلات جواجه نساوين وبنات في ناحية انترنت ولا الشبكة.
نعم.
في حاجات كتير النساوين وبنات جواجههم ما نساوين براو لكن الرجال ذاته are part of it. For example, and do online harassment whereby طبعا زول براسل letter threatening messages or abusive messages. We have seen this a lot happening. Maybe you have a problem with one of your friends, and then out of anger they go and start writing messages that of insults and posting it on social media, and then it creates a lot of commotion. People begin to comment, some even comment with words that are very insulting and that even make you feel like you've done something really bad and you feel sorry for yourself. You begin to feel even emotionally distressed. So these are some of the issues. We also have cyber stalking. There are people that stalk people on media. For example, we have had a lot of scenarios whereby you're using your Facebook, but you reach a time you've stopped using it, but someone else is, you're seeing yourself is still online, someone is using it. Okay, and then you find out that you've been hacked. Okay, sorry for saying this in English because I'm not that perfect in Arabic, but I felt like So you find that someone is taking over your own page other than you without even your consent. So these are all of some of the challenges that we face on media. And also the other thing is about the image-based abuse, whereby you find that someone sends you a nude picture of themselves. Someone you don't even know will just send you a part of their body, and then boom, you're seeing it there right in front of you. You don't know where it is coming from, who is this person, even who is doing that. Sometimes these things end up affecting us, and it makes us stressed, and it even makes us get to be depressed and develop some kind of anxiety. We keep wondering, why are these things coming up to us? We don't know this person. Why are they doing this to us? You begin to think a lot of things in your mind. Yes.
If I listen to what Meling and Aya said, meaning there's real issues on ground, and what is really LDO doing to address some of these concerns in the country? Welcome.
Thank you. LDO is working closely with the government because some of these are policy related issue. For example, I want to be so happy with the government of the Republic of South Sudan because of recently they have approved the use of the electronic devices as a law, and this is through continuous advocacy from partners and the government. Not only that, we are also very grateful that the family bill is already being placed and it's on its way for final approval, and because once we have these laws been enacted, they become, an instrument where accountability can easily take place. So these are in the policy level. But at the grassroots level, at the community level, we make sure we, together with the other partners, we continue sensitizing the community, especially the vulnerable groups. And that is why we have deployed ourselves. If you look at this year, let me say almost the entire town of Juba town, there had been celebrations everywhere because we wanted to empower the women in the grassroots. Let them get to know what are the some of the challenges that they are facing, and we also help them how do they go through their rights and make their case tabled in a good way. And that is why you find we all the time work closely to ensuring that there is a referral pathways where victims can be able, or survivors can be able to table their cases. So these are some of the few activities that we are doing, because LDO work closely with the South Sudan chapter, the Unarmed Civilian Protection chapter, comprising a number of institutions such as the South Sudan Human Rights Defense Network, the Union of Journalists of South Sudan, NP, Pioneer Initiative, Organization for Non-Violence, and many others are still getting on board, because we would want to impress that we use a non-violent approach. So that some of these we can find solutions at the grassroots level. By the way, there's nobody that will come from all the way Washington DC or Europe or Uganda to give us solution to our own problems. But we will come up with the solutions ourselves.
All right.
Because these are our own youths, these are our own people who might have not gotten proper guidance on the uses of certain technologies, and that's why there is a misuse. So we continue to advocate them.
Thank you. Over to you, Susan. Much as digital platforms also contribute to that GBV, but still the rest of the world are using it to champion, or stage campaign against that GBV. Now, the issue here in South Sudan, most of these social media influencers, some of them are not even being paid, their pages are not monetized, and they have a right to write what they want. And at the end of the day, it also contribute. Now, as a protection officer, how can social media platform or digital platform be used to promote and support survivors of GBV to report cases of maybe like Meling said and you equally say to the relevant authorities?
Yeah, thank you once again for your question. For the case of the social order platform, of course, those are marketing institutions or sometimes advertising institutions. It's something that people get information. And then to report that thing, when you find that you say maybe digital abused, you take your own consent, you take your personal decision. By blocking, if you find that there's a platform that is mostly using your information maybe to abuse you, you can block it. And again, you can report. You cannot be quiet. You can report like to the local authority. For the girls, for example, the girls in school, they can report even to their teachers. And then when you're to report, you have to give some evidence. You have to at least make a screenshot of the email or the message that has been sent to you so that you can easily be helped.
Now, how does your organization help survivors in a situation where they come up openly and reported some of the GBV cases that are happening to them with evidence, like you say? Okay,
thank you also once again. LDO right now is having some committee, the community protection team in all our area, because we have a protection committee here in Juba, we have in Moroba and in EA. They are working closely to at least sensitize or advocate cases of GBV. And when somebody has come out open like that, of course, we have to first of all ask your consent if your case has to be carried ahead or it can be solved with the social workers. Of course, in the Payam levels, we have social workers. They are there. Some of these cases can be solved by the social workers. So can be solved also by the protection teams who are within, unless when it is something that needs urgent response. Because of course, GVV cases, some of them needs to be responded within 72 hours. Like if it is a case that has leads to rape, at least the first thing we have to do is to rush to the hospital, to the main hospital, so that the person can get attention. But other things that need psychosocial support, of course, we can report to the local authority. And then also there are some referral facilities, of course. There are other partner officials of the government that can also work on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Haj, you are handling a very important position. First, the acting executive director and a program development officer at the LDO. Can you share with us some of the success stories in a situation where digital platform is used to create differences in either your organization or where you have seen, yes, we have used social media platform or digital platform, and these are some of the success stories.
Yes, at LDO, we, nowadays people goes for innovation, and most of this innovation are anchored in the digitalization. And for this, LDO have a group. In this a WhatsApp group where survivors who face some challenges can be able to input the kind of GBV practices that they have undergone, and from this we try to see the magnitude with the help of the program, with the help of the protection officer and her assistant, to be able to see how we can be able to move the case forward. And we have so much help to communities at the grassroots level to be able to get other services from other partners, not necessarily from us, and work very closely with the government, because some of these cases might be cases that are huge. For example, if somebody, as my colleague just put it, sent for you a message of his private part, and this kind of information is best known by her, and then she reports to us, we will now and then be able to give her some psychosocial help, because it has already disturbed her. We can do some counseling, and meanwhile, as my colleague said, we will try to seek for her consent whether she wanted to proceed with the procedure to follow up on her right. So in this regard, as I said earlier, we work with a number of partners, and we work hand in hand with the government. We normally, based on their consent, we refer them, and so many of them were able to get help through the procedures that we put in place. So this is how we best think social media platform should be used. We use it for something constructive, educative, other than abusive.
Now, quick one in less than 2 minutes. How do you ensure the information confidential, and to ensure the safety of a survivor, or even the confidentiality of the report you are getting? You know why I'm asking some of this report? Maybe you, for example, as the acting executive director, will be doing it to your subordinate boss, Now, the moment that happened, if the lady reported the case, there are possibilities and tendency of her losing her job. So how do you handle such a situation? Then you will add something, then I come back to Mel.
Okay, thank you so much, James. In in our organization, we have another position. We have a position called the CRFM.
What does that
Complaint Response and Feedback.
Hmm.
And in the communities, we have this personnel. So this personnel continue to audit us as LDO, because accountability is not only meant for specific, including us. We are accountable for our actions, for our doing, even what kind of services we give to the community. So that person is independent. Even I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what kind of reports he or she is sent, but he works closely with the clusters, because we are trained on survivors' safety.
All right. Because of time, quickly over to you, and then Melin comes in. Safety, confidentiality, and safety for survivors who are using digital platform.
Yeah, thank you also once again. You know, as I said earlier on, you know, gender-based violence, reporting those cases, there are some principles that guided this. Some of them, I can mention one, like the confidentiality. As I said earlier on, of course, not everyone is supposed to be handled in such cases. There are trained personnel, as I said earlier on. Especially, it can be like a trained personnel who knows the principle of confidentiality, and then the social workers at the PIAM level. The government has to work on it, because sometimes when you report anyhow, it can cause more harm. And in our principle, in our organization, we have that principle of do no harm. Anything you do, you cannot do any harm.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Quickly, Melin, community have also a role to play in preventing GBV. What's your message to them, and what best can they do now to prevent GBV?
Thank you so much. For me, I would say that to the community, our community here in South Sudan, what I would tell them is that this gender-based violence, we need to have a joint effort to bring an end to it. It is our collective responsibility that can put an end to this violence. Especially we women, we need to work together to support each other, because I have seen many times and many cases on media, you find that some of these people that use that practice the digital violence, you find they're even women. So women, we need to understand that we need to respect each other, we need to stand for each other. And then I would also say that as a community, we need to do some awareness to educate the community on the impacts of digital violence, and also what are some of the effects of digital violence, and how we can help to put it to an end. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, dear listener. Up to here, let me give chance once to that Hajj in regards to the roles of also your partners. How best can they help an organization like LDO to fight gender-based violence? In less than 1 minute, then we take a break and give chance to our humble audience to ask their good question.
Yes, thank you once again. We really want to appreciate some few donors who have supported our programs, and you know, this is a very big task and require a lot of resources, because GBV is everywhere in the country. So we can't only be doing activities in Juba, or we can't be doing activities in a hotel, and then we say we are converting GBV while it is ongoing in the grassroots. Therefore, we really look forward for donors to support the partners that are working closely to fighting GBV, to go to the grassroots and continue to do awareness. Behavior change is not something immediate that can be realized today, but it also takes time.
All right. Thank you very much, dear listener. Up to here, it's time now for me to have a look at some of your messages. You have sent them here. So far, so good. A text coming in from Paride Taban. Thank you for joining us. We have Khalil Jamar joins us from Nuba Mountain, Sudan. Good to have you, Majoka Jitha Jith. Thank you so much for watching the show live from Awil East County. And Bilal Songa Roba is sending his greetings to my guest in the studio, Simon Gadwich. Thank you so much for your thumb up. James Siata joins us live from Wow, Western Bar Al Ghazal. Keep those messages coming. And during this festival season, if you want a talk show or advertise your product, iRadio is a place.
This festive season, boost your business with iRadio's exclusive holiday offers.
For the next 6 months, from November 2025 to April 2026, we're offering special discounted rates to elevate your brand.
Get a significant discount on iRadio talk shows. Rate thousands with our radio sports at a reduced rate. And make your message stand out on social media with a short video. All at a special festive rates.
Hurry up, this limited time festive rates won't last.
Contact iRadio today and let's make your brand shine this holiday season.
Indeed, it's a high time now for us to. It's high time now for us to hear from you, our patient. Audio on 0911022986 if you have a question or comment to my esteemed guest in the studio. You can now grab that cell phone. First caller, iRadio.
Madrama.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. This is someone I am from Geda.
Good to have you, someone.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank the guests in the studio for the talk show and for the issue of the topic they brought up today. In my opinion, Madrama, like the topic which they are talking about and what we have seen on the social media trending there, it is totally very wrong. And I want to ask the DDD, how are they going to address this case of gender-based violence if they caught up this kind of person? Another thing, they should put some penalties in case if they caught up some kind of a person, they should work on him properly. These are the two things I want to put on the cross, but I will let others have yours.
Thank you so much for your question. One, how to address the issue of digital violence. Then number two, penalties as well. Majority of the perpetrators go unpunished. So this time around, what is strategy? iRadio.
Yes, iRadio.
Yes, sir.
Yes, how are you doing?
No complaint at all. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Quinter was calling from Borjong State.
Good to have you, my brother.
Thank you. My question is, so to the guest in the studio, if that one happened to the one wearing the military uniform, how do they handle the case?
Good question.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's assume the perpetrator of that the digital violence is a military personnel. How is LDU going to address going to address the issue? iRadio. Marhab.
Besa jal batali ya jenis kita kulu naje unu kalam de kulu mengili mana to naje kalam de kulu ma buusil lena resala be buusil lena alle ma jibu motor jim kana sama je terjim kalam de
ما مشكلة مدير العام في داخل الاستوديو بجوا بيتابع شوية ليه ما يجيبوا مترجم iRadio.
Hi, مساء الخير. iRadio.
مساء النور.
Yes, Peter Ambrose من واو.
يا السلام. مرحبا انجينير.
For that. I got an ambassador when it's so and GBB. It are finna in for when it's a ban. Yanta will go from Muskala Hassel Lake or Defe Kusus with a GBB. Yanta roof and up with a police, Nas Bolizar be Shilu Gurus Ketir. Yana Sanaka Bonis, Magrana Indicatia Sarana Calipinus, Netija Lesunu, and a mind of Gurus. So, Anakan Biasal do you visit you? Kire kan kaluman derebu maslan asakir bita bolis kire bikun guy fi nukta bita bolis asal kan fi case derebu wasil bagdari side yani bolise yu kun yasab nas al bigi maslan de mashakil zede lekin ite bamsi fi tarbazare jib gurus man de bigi rizal kali mushkila kan der chinu gadu gidama janta bagdar ligo hak bita zola lamul jerima de yanta bagdar ligo hak bita natija tanino shunu هي حاجه بيكون قروش اوكي انت كان روح في مستشفى تواو الملكي انت بتقول في اوفيس هناك وانت بنادي ناس اوفيس ده عشان بيجي في ناس منظمه اي ام سي ناس بيجي يساعدوك انت بيقوم ذاته وما بي سبورت ذات باي حاجه قاعدين بيقولوا قال ولا في مولانا بيجي ولا ده كده تعال بكره تعال بعد بكره فاشور انت عينه ذاته يعني انت بيكال حاجه في نص فالسو ده ما بيكال جي بي بيقدر ينتهي لنا هنا في الجنوب.
نعم. شكرا. مشاكل الكل حال بقللوا كيف في ضيوف معي في داخل الاستوديو وهم بجوابه أسئلة فرصة بس لمكالمة في 09 واحد ولا 22 986 عشان كيف أنا بودي فرصة لضيوف في داخل الاستوديو وجوابه أسئلة بتاعكم دبارو كمان. يعني نشيلو فاصل بعدك أنا بيرجع واستمر توالي مع برنامج.
And let's make your brand shine this holiday season.
For news and the music, keep it iRadio.
Now, iRadio, we have some good concern raised here. One is the issue of how to address GBV and how to at least either minimize or end it. Then number two, penalties on perpetrators, and let's assume the perpetrators are also someone from a military background. How is LDO going to approach the matter? The issue of language, ديفتف داخل الاستوديو ونجوا مشكلة وين منشيلو بس إنجليزي لكن ما فيه Arabic. Hearing cases with a GBV, it's becoming very expensive. Instead of supporting the survivors, the law enforcement agencies are taking money from that either the relative or survivor of GBV. First thing first, over to you, acting executive director. What's your take on the concern raised?
awalan keda ana wonu suba arab besit
min gibelta wen
arab taide boksur na lakin namul shunana bikon bakan back there rasul message shukran al moduni mod ana be jawabu al awal wa numero 2 numero 3 ikwata ide be jawabu 3 warba ana der wonu sub besit fe kalam bita مشاكل تا جي بي بي ده بقدروا يعني هلوكب انا قبل في كلام اللي انا ونس اول انا قال already في already bill al passed and acted into law al bill al enacted into law de body aizol bukunendo muasaba lanu al sulta bita sakla makalamta GBB ma base le partners barao hata hakuma maenda na Ministry of Gender and Social Welfare both at the states and county levels. Even in the police, within the police we have the gender desk everywhere in all the police stations. And some of these have been trained by partners. They have undergone several training with partners like even UNIMES and others that are working on converting GBB. So, ده واحد. نمرة اتنين, I already said we are working with the government and even the military. The military have a court. So once a perpetrator is being identified, can I know mixing Ligo Galamu GBB? Oh my uniform there, oh bro, for trial. But can ma back the rules silu of civil court ma fin military court. Al back there gedia bita back there wodi fi gidam bita mokamin bita jesh. Uo bukuna endu charges le haja lo amulo. So there جوابات سكر بعرا بتاعس المقصودة أنا بقدر ودي في نهاية الجيش وبيشونو بعمله. شكرا. لكن الإخوة تايبي.
نعم. مرحبا.
أي شكرا. معلش أكو تاي. لان كتير أنا جين ونسو بإنجليزي. أندر جواب لو شوية بعربي تايل بسيدة. أنا جين ونسو كلام بتاع المساكلات اللي حاصلة لنسوان وبنات. algi hasele fi telefon tena fi Facebook tena ina indi mara zoltan beraso letari risala tana ali bi city meter bi making sometimes so beraso lajali zol bikuna riyane wala bikun beraso leta kalama algala na binum meta wala ke yala azere bi hasir meta shedid yala sikil kalam zere kan hasile ba mulita ke de bi hasile bi marata bi sokol take zade tabisibu tema biligo sokol bi zilita bara min sokol kaman marat zado ita ma bikun murta ita ma bagder geni fi mutama ita ma bagder wonusu de ba mul be karabu nefsiyatake de ya kalama na geni wonsu fagore males kaman na ja wonsu ketir be english kalam bita gurush gal kan figma sakilata GBV hasil ma fi gurush wala sunude kalamata GBV de joint force is not only one person. It's a joint force with national organization, international organization, even the government. That's why we have social workers. Social workers cool fi mahala de fi payam fi kan kalam zede fi even fi lawyers fi mohami algi handle case zede fi Zubilant court bita GVV. Ita kanabu zede ta ma back there. Ita back there report na Zubilant court. Let them help you. Kelmon saadu ita. Wa shukran.
Now, I'm heading over to you now. What other procedures will sikata survivors back there istamelo? Mudun gurush taban finance bugol gal gurush ketir Susan Wallace Fogo ketir o kamalo fituruk tani kamanta back there zido marhaba.
Thank you. Taban fi turuk ta مساعدة للناس اللي experience GBV ومن ما عرفهم ببعض من وين لأنه كان تعرفين نكتة بوليس بس المنطقة قريش نكتة بوليس زي ما محل واحد التبرات report case تكيتا especially gender based violence and then the body within South Sudan here within Juba here that handles cases of GBV and they have a omonendu command hotline tomon omonendu hotline tomon al kan ita experience GBV tamaruf ta bibada minwen ita stack tamaruf ta burale munu wala ita mendu gurush alta bibada be procedures umon be side itabo
yana modu kaman ita belgal gad bi waja survivors modu bita safety house hal fi kuta be munazamata nena LDO gad bi shtakat bwashan kif hada bita safety house bizidu fi dakil Junuba Sudan.
Okay, shukran. Concerning safety house, few safety houses within Juba here. Like as for us right now, LDO, all that we can do referral. And not be referred to where you can go and get these services, where you can go to a safety space and attend to all the, if you need counseling, if you need medical assistance, it depends on your needs.
Okay.
Yes.
Quickly, in less than 30 seconds, what should a survivor of GBV do in a situation where he or she needs help?
Okay, thank you. For a survivor of GBV, if you really need help, you need to first identify who will I go to for the help. Okay, you need to be aware of that. You don't just go to anyone. And mostly I would recommend you look for any nearby safety space. If you are aware of it, you can go there. This is the immediate place where you can get your help from, and then from there they will be able to guide you. You will get some people that will help you out to settle out on your needs. If it is counseling that you need, if it is medical assistance that you need, then they will be able to help you with it.
Thank you. Susan, what is that first thing a survivor of GVB needed? Is it medical or the legal process?
Okay. Of course, GVB has some forms. There's that form that doesn't need many procedures. It needs immediate action. Like, for example, when you take that one of sexual assault where it involves a lot of rape, needs an action within 72 hours. So, being the survivor of GVB, first of all, what you have to do is you look around if there are some social workers or there are protection team around. You can talk to them, and then they can refer you immediately to the healthy facilities.
Thank you.
And in the healthy facilities, there are body that can immediately help you.
Thank you. Hutch, how can South Sudanese citizens contribute to ending GBV in their communities in less than 1 minute?
Okay, thank you so much. We citizens need to be accountable citizens in order for this country to grow. Number one, I just want to say, let us respect each other. Whether being male and female, let us know we are one, we are equal. Number two, you know, GBB is becoming growing. But again, I want to refer us back to our cultures. That is, some of our cultures are okay. And let us try to morally bring our children in a good way.
Thank you. Dear listener, up to here, we have officially come to the end of our conversation, shedding light on that the role of online tools in reporting abuse, seeking help, and raising concern. Mawien Magoka, thank you so much for your greetings. And then last text message is coming in from Dao Kirdeng. He is saying greetings to my guest in the studio and is watching this program live. Thank you. One Moses, Darlington Moses, these are the guys behind our social media coverage in a special way. Would like to thank you as well. I've been your host, Madrama James. Up next is the news headlines.
شكرا لكم مستمعين الكرام. لصيغة